Hello, everybody. Welcome back here. I want to say thank you for coming in. Thank you for watching us. And it's about time to, we want to reply to Vanita, who had a questions for us. That was one of the latest video. She actually made a request for another video before. And we are kind of like going to do some video today. Let's go cranking it up. And it's very good because the questions it's very interesting for the community. Hopefully this is gonna helping a lot of the people here in the channel, but also for the community. So we'd like to say thank you for sharing it. So here how I begin. I'm gonna be reading you the questions. You already guys kind of like know about it. Hi Dio and Paulina, I have a question again. So after being on this journey for almost 5 years till now, I've come to the answer of who the real one is not. So my situation that I was on a 5D with the previous one, but at the end I've come into the union with different one. My question is my ego cannot take it, like everything I experiencing with the person on 5D now happening with the existing person. Can you explain why it's happening with different person? Please. 5D person isn't 3D real, but we do not have 3D communications. Thank you. All right, we talked about this before, and it's our situation, so we can kind of like explain it to you really from hands-on in there. People in a long time after being awakened up, the energies is still want you to perform, want you to be in a relationship, want you to have this. One of the main things that's happening is that after you get these ignitions in there, you absorb the knowledge, the information, says the energy, but the person who ignites you is not coming with you in a 3D. And here is this mismatch between 5D and a 3D, because if it's a one upstairs, it should be the same thing downstairs, but it's not. And talking about the principle of the Hermetism, as above so below, but below is not working. Why? Because of so many reasons in there. So here it's coming another person that you getting into the 3D. You have the similar experience, you have the same thing, but you have this dynamic here. And we're going to be explaining a little bit about this dynamic. But I want to give you Paulina up here so she can give her perspective, and I'll come back and talk more about it.
Thank you. No, it's good to dive into this question a little bit more, because I believe this is a never-ending topic, and that from the more sides we come to this, more people will understand on their own example, because as usual we have different labels that people describe those situations. This is one of the examples that we can talk about: replacement slash false twin slash catalyst slash whatever label people will be trying to use to explain it. And based on what we observe, we are still in this evolutionary process, and what is happening here is, as long as you are interested in pursuing your own personal journey, the energies will be working with you. So you can try to understand it as we just have some number of people who can provide you with this replacement energy, as we call it, or can provide you a vessel that you can try to reach the union on multiple levels. And it doesn't mean that those will be the people that you're gonna be joining in a relationship and build a marriage, and that's because sometimes that's what union people understand. So first thing that I would be advising to Vanita is try to define your own definition of union. What do you really mean by you're coming into union with whoever person right now it happens to you, that's gonna be useful, because it's always good to step back and see what I really understand by this word, because this is also confusing. Many people think it's so obvious. It's just whenever it happens on physical level, that's the union. So when you define whatever you feel about a situation, then we can think about, okay, we've come to one place, certain place with one person, and the situation couldn't go any longer. What happens then? And very often people go into separation phase, but it's not for the purpose of punishing us. It's just for you to give you a chance to learn what was wrong, because then you're gonna get another shot. And here I'm talking about the situations because it happens that many people are blocking themselves from another shots, another connections, another possibilities. And here I'm just saying that this is responsibility of everyone, and you can limit yourself as much as you want on this journey, but also you can be as open as you want in this journey. So this is very important to understand. So maybe that's, as for the introduction, that is really difficult sometimes to try to operate with those labels, but when you're open with yourself towards your opportunity, your journey, you can expect multiple people coming to you in order to just have this continuous flow of energies.
Okay. Here is a one question that I would love to, if you can reply to us. First of all, what is the union mean to you, as Paulina said in there? And what is it that you are seeking it within you? For 5 years, usually the person, once it gets ignited, or there is a consciousness exchange between the two people, for 5 years, usually you already absorb, understand, figuring things out, everything pretty much what this ignition was about the journey. But that person, if is not matching the 5D, so basically he's not in the 3D, in there, as Paulina said, you gotta look at it, how you understand the labeling and what is that within you, within your belief system, because can be a catalyst for twin flames and so on and so on with this. What actually happens in there is after you pass through this period, you already got into the energy, already understanding the journey. I hope that is going to be the time that that energy wants to have its own practice or materialization. So since you already absorb it right now, your vibrations, your energies, they are going to be at the moment of this absorbing of this knowledge from that person who's waking you up in a 5D. You already changed. You are gravitating totally different. Your magnetic field of acceptance and rejections is working differently. So you're attracting different peoples in life. And this is what happens, is that this person number 2 is coming to you, because the person number 1 does not resonate in there. Is it supposed to be resonate the person number 1 with you? Yes or no? It should have, could have, would have, but is not. So whatever the reason is, the universe is looking for that energy that it's invested in a way into you, that you are getting into this new union, this new replacement in a way, that the universe is coming to you. Yes, you're gonna feel, you're gonna go through the same stages, you're gonna go through the same energies, feelings, intense 5D and so on and so on in there. But you are gonna be practicing what you've learned these 5 years. Now, here is that that conflict that rising with the people who are in these positions, particularly, is that the ego still hold on to these primary energies, and you cannot take it. in there, because right now you feel like you're experiencing with this person what you're experiencing from before. You are practicing, okay? And if your ego is hurt, why is your ego is hurting in there? Why does your ego cannot take it? What is your understanding about ego? I can point you out. Go and read Sigmund Freud, what he says about the ego, the lower self, and the higher ego. Okay, the lower ego and the higher ego, and his explanations about ego is about the personality, what's within. And with this kind of like understanding in there that the universe gives you chances to really experiencing the twin flames journey, is giving you that existing new person now, the first person number one. So what happened with this, because you're seeking to understanding why this is happening to me, okay? Why this happened with this different person? That different person comes in because he's currently matched with the vibrations and the level of awakening and awareness you are at the moment. That is the reason for it, because you are attracting that energy. You probably don't even seeking on it, but you are attracting it in there. Since you are already awakened, since you're already understanding the journey, this can kind of like be one of the main reasons that you're going to be seeking within you, to understanding why did I attract it. You're attracting it because that energy that was put it up within you during the ignition state, it has to have a materializations, and that's what a lot of the people who are in the twin flames that cannot be with their person who wake him up in there, they are going to this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and if they don't really let it go of the person number one, they will gonna be struggle with the person number two, no matter how hard that will be. For some, that could be a person 1, 2, and 3 have a multi spiritual connections is in there. You need to learn that you cannot grab something if you still hold on to something. It's not happening. You need to. I cannot grab anything right now with this hand unless I put the cup down. And this is something that you have to understand, because your ego maybe really cannot take it.
No, that's a good point. So one thing that we can also try to do is like talking about those dimensions and attracting another person to join us is, do you see or do you recognize the 5D connection with this new person? Or do you associate whatever 5D messages you're receiving with your old counterpart? And experiment a little bit with that. Like, how do you define first? How do you know when if this 5D communication is coming from that specific person? Once you start questioning that, there can be maybe even a further question appearing. Are we sure that it's even the person that is sending those messages in the first place? Like, who is really sending those messages? Like, who is supposed to give us telepathic messages for us to progress further on the journey? And you will start recognizing, oh, maybe that was not really coming from a person. Maybe that was coming from some internal guidance system. So, yes, it may feel like it's coming from the counterparts, it's coming from twins, from very often it will be coming like we try to associate it with similar people, with some specific people. But overall, if you step back a little bit, you will see what those messages really mean. They are usually corresponding to what is relevant to you in the journey. So if anything, I would be very curious, not curious, but cautious. Try to put the face on those energies in the first place. And I'm just talking right now and from my own perspective, because it seems to not be so black and white, and more often than not it really feels like there is just one higher guidance system that we just try to explain as we want, but in reality what it's doing is just allowing us to reach the next step. So with this perspective, it can take a load from, okay, who is the real one here and what am I doing here? You're doing great because you're following your guidance system and you are opening yourself to work more with the energies and just try to create something here with another person. And you see, like, I'm not talking at all about is it real, is it false, like, let's take it apart. Just really don't focus that much of a person itself. Try to see, like, do you want to work with this guidance that you're receiving?
Now I'm gonna put here because as Paulina was talking about the dimensions. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little bit of rundown. What the dimensions? They are basically the three M's in there. The 3D is the material world. The 4D it is the magical world, and 5D is the miracle world. One of the things are different in there. So take a look at it of that 5D connections, as Paulina said. These miracles that happening within you, this miracle energies that it's coming in there, and why they not manifest. That's mean that. One way or another, the one person one to a person two did not match, because if it was matching, you would have a 3D communications. Now this could be also a what it's called a catalyst or a one-way awakening process, that you got awakened from the person, but the person is not that much awake and the level of you are within the 5D, and that awakening was just for you to evolve and you to move from that. But you have to let it go of that person who wake you up in there, so you can continue evolve within your journey as a soul. Okay, so this 5D person number one that you have in you, because you said please 5D person is in 3D real, but we don't have a 3D communication. You need to get in that understanding that if you don't have the 3D, there is no way you can conform anything. Because see, if that energy came in to wake you up, to get you on those perspectives within yourself, it came then to for your own benefit in there. It was for you. Okay, don't attach to the person, and please, we'll talk about this before. Do not put that person in the pedestal within you. Okay, that can really mess the things out, because right now you're allowing this kind of like an energy to control you instead of you controlling the energies, and being that positions of evolutions and control, because you are going to a little bit diverting from the path of learning in there. So if you don't have the 3D communications, the best thing is to do is hey universe, here is your baby. Thank you so much for awakening. I learned, I'm great, I have to move on, and I have to grow, and you continue to going within your journey, because that's what happened to us, because we understood that even awaken and with this, people had failed. The previous connections that they had failed, particularly with this 3D connections. We failed the 3D connections, we failed the 3D life. Why? Because the full absorbment and understanding was missing. And once you become really awakened and aware, then that begins to be really put you on a path where also the divine is coming. And its divine says, great, you are both awakened, you are both aware, you're understanding the consequences of an actions. Now it's the time for you to perform facing your real challenges, because you know how to overcome it and grow. Okay, and that's what it is, the purpose in a way of the twin flame journey, as you know it.
Yeah, but with all of that, would you say that I was a failure? You know, because if we flip perspective a little bit, how much you would lose or you wouldn't learn about yourself if the previous connection would work out. You know, like this is a very big catalyst for change for many people. The separation that we get that we don't expect. That's the moment that we actually begin to do the work. So if anything, I would even think further. You know, maybe that was part of the plan. Maybe that the first one was never meant to be. Maybe that was just necessary redirection for you to teach you to let go of any attachments and to kind of teach you this certain, what do I call it? It doesn't sound bad.
Dynamics.
But maybe this kind of like a humility or humbleness towards this energetic world. You know, just to maybe not for the sake of like a punishing us or just sharing that oh we are so weak and everything. It's just to give you a chance to learn to recognize the flow and recognize this very delicate dynamics. That's when we can use this word. This dynamics between people, this flow of energy between people, because there is no better way to learn this when, for example, the energy really stops flowing between two people and you hold on to something that is not really existing anymore because there is no communication, there is no you probably can feel when this communication is two-sided if it's not. So this is the best teacher. Like you, at some point, you will probably realize, oh, it's time to let go because I feel like this is just not working out anymore. I think those energies are not really supportive anymore. Maybe I need to focus on something else. So this is a very beautiful redirection for you to accept what it is and try to see, okay, what is it showing? Maybe there is really something else I should be focusing on.
Yes, and one thing I want to be finishing with this before you kind of like assume, presume, or something. Look first of all within your own self. Try to be within your own self. Be within your own self within kind of like this inner talks that you have, those inner understandings that you are trying to understand. But first of all, from within yourself. You see, you gotta understand yourself first before you understand another person. You gotta love yourself before you're loving another person. You have to be awakened to understand awakening of another person, and hold on to something that doesn't work in there. It's clearly a sign from above that says, like, you know what? I removed these people from your life not because of you, because they cannot go in the journey with you in some way. Okay, and sometimes the part of let it go can cost you a lot in a way that you see it, but when you let it go, you're gonna receive your freedom. You're gonna receive the proper energies. That proper guidance is gonna start coming in. But again, as I said, what works 100% of the time is look first in you. Okay, don't look at it in other person. Don't put the person in the pedestal. See what you're feeling. What is your inner conflict that it's there, and from the inner conflict, it's gonna come out. Oh, I see. Whereas I'm doing wrong up here. It's time to let it go. I know the proper way. And we're gonna see this energy of peace, a freedom that's gonna come at the same time.
Yeah, one last point that I have is those situations. I'm talking to people who are experiencing similar situation like Magnita and those that we were explaining. It doesn't mean that you do anything wrong with your journey if this happens. I would say it's very good. It's a very good sign for you. Don't try to fall into this trap of comparing, oh my god, this is not as strong as it was before or not. Is that the right one? Should I pursue? Should I wait? Stagnation is the worst thing that you can do to yourself in this journey. Don't look for similarities, look for not only, I'm not talking about repeating the cycle, expand on whatever is coming back to you within this. It's not cycle, it's a spiral that goes upward. And I would say look out for those similarities that will be coming to your life, because they mean that we are constantly in this I think spiral movement is a good description, that we're gonna have a chance to apply what we learn. Of course, we're gonna be still attracting to something that it's matching our inner signature, so that's why you can recognize some of those similarities with the people that you're attracting, but you won't expand on that. So if someone likes, I don't like to call those situations like failures, failed unions, or whatever people try to assign it. To me, it's good. Like you learn something. Nothing is really failed. You're getting another shot. Maybe you're really redirected into something that it's matching you even better. Because based on how I understand the journey, whatever is not for you, that means there is something better. So it's just for you to keep exploring. So maybe just to end with this positive thought, like it's good to have those experiences. It's good to get those, let's call it replacement experiences, because you can apply what you knew from before. So I hope that helps to clarify the question. Again, as usual, if there is anything more we can help with, just write as a comment.
Little bit of side note here. That your journey with that person one, it stops somewhere. And with the person number two, you're going to experiencing similar things, and you're going to end up to that stop with the person number two. Take a look at it, and there how you're going to be expand, because that's going to be what Paulina was talking about this spiral, because you're going to go through the same similar situations. Hopefully there is a different outcome in there. And guys, yeah, if you have any questions, anything for us, please leave us a comment, or you want us to talk for something specifically, please post it in a comment in there, and don't be afraid to reach out to us, and you can reach us at aquaspiritunited.com. Okay guys, that's all we have for you. Much love to you. Appreciate for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Take care and good luck. As
Be
usual.
love.